Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to episode 13 of the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. Today I am speaking to ALEKS Vladimirov, and he is from the Shrewsbury Bid, who are the guys pushing this festival and putting everything together, making sure that everything works the way it should, and encouraging people to get in touch. They're creating all the flyers, and they're pretty much running the thing. And I got a chance to speak to ALEKS in a more calm, chilled out environment. The last time I spoke to ALEKS on the show, you may remember, was in the Bird's Nest on the night of the light switch, and it was very noisy. You couldn't really hear what we were saying very much. But on this interview, I get to sit and relax and talk to him about what the Darwin Festival means. It's a great chat. He only had like half an hour to spend with me, so this is a very short episode. It's only 20 minutes long, the interview, actually. But don't worry, this month I am going to be in your ears quite a lot, because I'm going to be releasing episodes more than once a week. I'm going to be attending events throughout the next 3 weeks, actually. And if I can get an interview, or if I can speak to you about an event that's happened and tell you my, kind of thoughts and my experiences about the show or that event, then I will do. So you may be getting like 2 or 3 episodes a week from me. So you're going to be hearing me quite a lot. So 20 minutes is nothing, really. As you may have seen on our social media, I'm started to release some schedule cards of the Darwin Festival. And we've got week 1, number 1, which is posted on our Facebook group at the moment. And you'll see this is a list of the events that are going on between the 8th of February and the 12th of February. And so I was starting off with the 8th of February. Got the Young Thinkers Award at the University Centre, Shrewsbury. Then on the 8th, from the 8th to the 15th of February, you've got the free guided tours of Darwin's childhood in Shrewsbury. Great event to go to. I'm going to try and speak to the organisers of that event. I want to go on one of the tours and then speak to the guys that run it, so we can get some information there. On the 9th of February, from at 9 a.m. in the quarry, you can meet up with the guys there for the annual Darwin Park Run. You guys that run, you ain't going to miss this. You know it's happening. But if there's anybody that's new to the event, maybe you want to pop down there. Also on the 9th of the 2nd is the Climate Change, Evolution, Deniers and Anti-Science at the Unitarian Church at 2:30. I've already spoken to you guys about that, and I'm really excited about that one. I'm going to be there. My ticket is already booked. It'd be really good to check out. On the 10th of February, you've got the Darwin Memorial Lecture, and it's labelled Robert Fitzroy, a Napoleon or a Nelson, by Dr. Peter Hall, and that's at Theatre 7 at 2:30. Also on the 10th, you've got In the Footsteps of Giants, the True Origin of the Wrekin, and this is by Mysteries. You may remember them a couple of episodes back. This is the event that we were talking about on that show, and that's at University Centre, Shrewsbury at 4 p.m. I will be there at that one, so don't just come and see me. Go see them as well. No, I'm really looking forward to this. I've been saying for a while how excited I am. It's going to be really good. On the 12th of the 2nd, I've written on the card there of the 9th. I don't know why I've done that. Bit of a typo. I need to stop doing that. But on the 12th of the 2nd, 2019, the Future of Biotech Industry Talk. This is amazing. If you think about the advancements we've made in biotech, it's fantastic. Fiona spoke about it on last week's show about these the patches that you can wear on your arm that are contraceptive, like the tiny little needles, and you think about stem cell research and be able to regrow limbs, and I don't know what they do, but it's crazy, absolutely crazy. On the 12th of the 9th, again, is the Sci-Bar, the first of the Sci-Bar events, which is talking science and comedy in a bar. It's fantastic. If you like QI, and Infinite Monkey Cage, and all those kind of really light-hearted science events, you really, really dig this. I guarantee it. And that's labelled Cancer, Are We Winning? And that's at the old post office at 7:30 p.m. So there we go. There's my attempt at kind of trying to plug things for the first half of the week. Hopefully, I can bring you something in the middle of the week to try and capture the essence of what's going on at the end of the week. Hopefully I can bring you another interview. I'm pretty sure I can. I hope you enjoy this episode. During this episode, we were sat at the ALB. Thank you to James for letting us sit up there and talk. It's a great place, a great little space to sit and do things. He's been really accommodating to us actually, and said we can use that space for whatever, whenever, and I really appreciate it for that. You can hear the bit of the traffic during the interview, but that's no problem. You know what I'm like for my ambience. I really like it. Don't forget, if you want to check out the availability of events, you want to book your tickets, you want to see what's going on, make sure you pop to originalshrewsbury.co.uk for all the details there. There is a full list of the schedule there for you. If you've got any comments to drop us about the show, make sure you drop it to at Shrewsbury Biscuit Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. On Twitter, we are still the Shrewsbury B1. You can drop us a tweet there. You can also email me, which is shrewsburybiscuitpodcast@gmail.com. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Your feedback is very important to me. And here we go. I'm going into the show now. Going to the episode. Enjoy it. And I'll catch you guys in the week. Peace out, guys. Okay, so Alex, you joined me again. You listeners may remember we did have a little bit of a chat just before Christmas at the light switch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But this time, people will actually get to hear your voice because we were in a quite busy, loud scenario last time, weren't we? Thank you for coming to sit and chat with me.
It's a pleasure.
Today we're going to be introducing everybody to the Darwin Festival because people may have heard me rambling on about it on social media, on the shows and things, and it is a great cause, and I'm trying to be as detailed as I can be. But it would be nice to give people a kind of really layman's terms introduction as to what it actually is, so we can get people out of the houses and get them taking part in all the events that are going on through the town, because it is quite spectacular, isn't it?
Yeah, 30 events. We've got over 30 events, most of them free to enter and just participate. And I guess one of the things that we should talk about is that we're encouraging people to not just come and see, but next year, do they have an idea that they want to share with people?
Yeah.
That's kind of the ethos behind the festival.
And I've got you guys to thank, and this festival to thank for me progressing with this show. And I don't think I've ever really opened up and said thank you very much for giving me this chance, because the idea of the Darwin Festival is what spurred you guys to kind of help me and push me forward, because it's innovative and I'm doing something different and nobody else is doing that in the town. And this is what this festival is all about.
Yeah, I mean, you got it absolutely. And obviously there is a science part to it that we want to stay true to. That's kind of honoring the heritage of Darwin.
Yeah.
But I do think there is a big part of what we're trying to do is encourage people to be innovative. And science and innovation have always gone hand in hand.
And what better town to do it than Shrewsbury? If there's anything I've learned over the last couple of months doing this show, is that it's just a bottomless pit of just really talented, creative people. It really is. It's quite amazing, really. Whether you're an artist or a writer, or you're starting a business, or you want to do something big, just get out there and do it. This festival, going to some of these events, might actually inspire you to do something like that.
I would encourage everybody just to get in touch, and you don't need money to set up, because we're going to find you a venue. We're going to organize things for you to network with the other events organizers, so you can work on your idea, and you've got a year to do it. Mm-hmm. So we meet every month with all the events organizers, help them create their event, and then voila, we end up with a festival that sparks the town back into being alive after what tends to be a bit of a dry January.
Yeah.
Every year, because we do it in February.
Yeah, dry January. Yeah, I didn't do that. I stopped smoking though. I've gone a month without smoking.
All right.
Yeah,
that's good.
I with another show that I did, I kind of signed a contract to say that if I smoked in 2019, I would legally have to change my name to Baldrick. and I signed it, and it's public. It's out there. All my listeners from the other show, they know that, and now you guys know this as well. So if you do see me smoking, if you know what I look like, if you see me smoking, make sure you just tell my wife. She'll get it sorted, and you'll be chatting to Baldrick next time. It's not going to happen. That's why I did it, because I don't want to ever become Baldrick. So yeah, this festival. I mean, this isn't the first year, is it? This is the second year.
So we're technically speaking, the festival has been in existence since I think 2004. And if you see on the program, we actually have the founder of the Darwin Festival, John King, who we owe a lot to. He started it just with a little toast every 12th of Feb on the birthday of Darwin, and it built up as he was a trustee, I think, of the Wildlife Trust, into a few events. And then at one point, because I definitely saw the opportunity of linking up Darwin to what Shrewsbury is and creating a festival, they kind of handed over some of the coordination bits to me, but so nobody owns the Darwin Festival, and that's how it should stay. It's for everyone in the town to participate in.
I've noticed there have been a couple of countries around the world that participate as well. Like we saw last year. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I saw there was a festival in Italy last year, and Australia, and in America. Like Darwin's had such a obviously it goes without saying, Darwin's had such a huge effect on the world. I'm like, he's from this town, so we should celebrate him. So it's really good.
Oh, absolutely.
So when do things kick off then with the Darwin Festival? I know, but let's let the listeners know.
Yeah, so 8th of February, and it's going to run for 3 weeks until the 24th. I think the end goal is to have a month-long festival of events, which, next year we're going to be able to fill up, because we've had to turn down some events, some ideas, not for any reason apart from they came in too late to be able to really organize a quality event. And now we've got over 30. I think for next year we'll be able to fill up a whole month.
Sounds brilliant. So I'm really encouraged by the fact that so many people are coming forward with ideas, and it seems to be growing every year. It just kind of solidifies what we're saying about creativity in this town. So it starts off with the Young Thinkers Award, which I've booked my tickets to. I'm actually going to go to that. I'm going to try and get an interview with a few people. Obviously not the kids. I mean, that might be a bit awkward. You want to speak to me on my podcast? Yeah. I want to find out all about it, though, and find out what... can you tell me more about the Young Thinkers? I know it's...
Yeah, so that's one of the big parts of the legacy of this festival as well, is to inspire the next generation. That they come from here, and they should be proud because this town has produced someone of the caliber of Darwin. So that's the idea. They should be as brave as he was to have an idea, but then also back it up with evidence. So we asked them we give them a brief. Last year it was the one big idea that can change the world, and we, kids came up with. You would think that they probably wouldn't come up with realistic ideas, but some of them were actually very practical. The winner, I think it was in the teenage category, said that they should ban social media because it's detrimental to at least for a certain age, because at the moment it's too early.
I couldn't agree more.
So because it's affecting kids' mental health not very well, and she got given the prize. This year, the theme is in Dear Darwin, so inviting Darwin to on a journey at any point of place, in space and time. So
and do they get to stand up and read their stories out?
Yeah. There's a shortlisting process. So the best ones get read as a lecture, and we get to listen. And then there's a winner that's announced.
So they kind of like Robert, Millie, Jonathan, Greg. You can all go. The rest of you ain't great.
But it's that's how the world works. Yeah. I mean, there's always people that have some better ideas than others.
The competition's absolutely important, I think, and I really want to get to this because I think it is important. And you know what? Sometimes it just takes that one bit of inspiration and that one bit of encouragement just to spur you on and to go forward with thinking and being brave like that.
And with the shortlisting as well, it's done by a panel of experts. We always invite people that also have a network. And they're known.
Oh, I was only being silly about that. I'm sure whoever takes part in that's going to be great. And it's just the fact that it's happening and encouraging people to do that, young people to do that. I'm speaking to the Heritage. What are they called? Shrewsbury Heritage.
Oh, is that Maggie? Maggie Love. Yeah.
I've emailed her. I want to try and get on, speak to her and get on one of the tours, because there are young Darwin tours going through the town as well. There's a number of them going through. That'd be great. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I went on one last year just to see exactly what the tour is, and I've obviously been around so many times in the locations, but the guides themselves so knowledgeable, so it's always fun, and for them it's an opportunity to promote the tours that they do them throughout the year.
Yeah,
they're just paid for, but we allow them to do it for free, just so that they can get people to notice, and a lot of people just underestimate as locals how much they don't know about the town. So
yeah,
you don't need to
I'm one of them. I spoke to Fiona at the Unitarian Church last week, and me not being from Shrewsbury, I did a quick research before I went in, and it's only the night before I found out that was Darwin's church, and I was like, wow. And I'm sure there are a lot of people in Shrewsbury that don't even realise that.
Yeah. The Unitarian Church are hosting, I think, 3 or 4 of the events.
Yeah, we talked about that. I mean,
it's a big part of what they believe in.
They're hosting one of the best, I think, one of the best events, and that's the climate change science evolution science deniers.
It's a professor from Manchester University, so that's it's going to be quality, but also it's a brave thing to come out and discuss at the festival, because I think some people end up being concerned because there's a few trolls around the world that would say certain things. And it's not really a debate. So what we're trying to say here is let's look at the science. And
that's on Sunday the 9th. We mentioned that on last week's show, but that's just one of the great events that are going on. So make sure you check it. And, don't think because you're going to a church you're going to get a sermon. You're going to get a really good lecture about something that's really important. In America recently, they pulled out the Paris climate change agreement, and it's like, why? The facts are there. Then this lecture will solidify that. So this is going to go on for like about 3 weeks, isn't it? And I've put together some cards, scheduling cards that I'm going to put on our social media. We'll pin them to the top so you'll be able to see what's going on. How can people kind of find out what's going on in the festival?
So we've got brochures all over town, if print is your thing, but obviously if you're listening to a podcast, we'll assume digital first. Originalshrewsbury.co.uk.
Not .com like I've been selling it.
.co.uk, that's fine. It's the town's website. If you actually search for Shrewsbury, it's the only website for the town that we kind of maintain, and the other ones tend to focus on news. We try to showcase the town itself, and there's a /Darwin that you can go to see the full program.
Yeah, it's great. And I also downloaded Eventbrite as well, because I thought that was really easy. I know not all events are ticketed by Eventbrite. We did talk about that a couple of days ago. But I found it's a really great way to kind of see what's going on around the town. And if you go onto Eventbrite, which is an app, you can actually just find out what's going on. And most of what's going on in February is the Darwin Festival.
Yeah.
This is a great way to...
We allowed every event organizer to list their ticketing however they want, but there is a link to all of these on the Shrewsbury website, so you can go through there. If you feel confused about where to get a ticket from, it means just turn up. There might be some people that have to be turned down just for safety reasons. Certain venues would have a limit, but show up. If it's a free event, especially, show up. Yeah. And you probably will be allowed in.
There are certain things like one of the things I'm looking forward to is the sidebar. Yeah. I think we need to explain what the sidebar is. It's a really, really great idea. It's basically, I think, it's almost comedy mixed with science, right? So they stand up in a pub.
Yeah, so it's a science. So lecturers that are used to giving lectures in a classroom would be put in pubs and bars, and then try and handle that situation.
I really like the idea of this. Obviously, this is going to be, I think there's one at the old post office, and where's the other one at?
I think both of them we scheduled for there.
Yes, I can see there. The old post office. So it's not the biggest place in the world. So if there are tickets for that, I mean, check on originalshrewsbury.co.uk. I mean, but you might want to get in there quickly to get those tickets, because it's a small venue. But I think it'd be really good. If you're into things like Infinite Monkey Cage and those kind of intellectual but funny kind of programs, I think you'll really enjoy that show. What are you looking forward to the most? Or is there something that you want to really go to?
I was quite surprised by the level of kind of quality of the event that the Catholic Church are going to put on.
Yeah.
I've actually got someone coming in from Oxford that has 2 doctorates, one in physics, one in philosophy, and is also, I think he's also a father of,
Yeah.
Churchman.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the proper word?
He's a vicar.
He's a priest.
He's
I
a
think.
priest,
Oh,
yeah,
sorry,
he's a
sorry.
priest.
You don't want to be disrespectful,
Yeah.
but so he would be talking about how if evolution is a process that seems to have outcomes that seem to make sense, then doesn't that imply? I think the analogy that they tend to use is if there is a garden that is very well maintained, doesn't that imply there is an invisible gardener? So I want to go and see, because it would just be interesting. Because I think it's a good way of discussing what science is and what religion is. Because a lot of times they get pinned against each other, and it's not the right conversation to have. Some people treat science as a religion, which is odd.
Yeah.
Like believing that science is everything.
Yeah.
And we did have because I say this because last year we did have one protester. It was a bit odd. A very bizarre guy came to Shrewsbury, and we then searched him. The police warned us because he's a professional protester. He almost got hit at the Formula One because he got on the road, on the track. That's his thing. So he came in and he was like with the signs, oh, God hates Darwin because he's a sinner. Our local press picked it up as well, and it was like they had a photo of him and like it's like protesters descend on Shrewsbury, and it was one guy with his. There was one other lady with him, I think, and that was it.
Well, but, hopefully, if I'm standing outside the venue, I can get a microphone and talk to him. Let's find out his side. Let's see what he's going on about.
Yeah, have your say. But I think like all the churches in the town have been super supportive, and they're hosting a lot of the venues for the events. They're putting events on themselves because it's a great discussion to have.
I think it's really important because, if you've been listening to the show from the beginning, guys, you may realise that there's a pattern brewing. With everyone I kind of speak to, there is a lot of cooperation going on in this town. People working together, and I think we were just talking before we started recording. I think that's one of the most important parts of this town. Because you go places nowadays, I'm not going to label any places, but you can do it. You can go to surrounding towns and you'll see lots of boarded up shops, and and I guess that's because there's no communication and people working together. I know it's hard these days, but Shrewsbury got something special, and I guarantee that's probably one of the parts of it. And this Darwin Festival is a perfect example of how people are working together to bring something special to the town. It's really inspiring.
Yeah. I mean, and it's allowed us, this kind of collaboration to get people from the outside very easily. We're going to get people traveling from London. We've got someone coming in to speak from Manchester. Yeah. We've got Darwin's great-great-granddaughter coming in from Colombia. She's an anthropologist that does research there. I'm really
excited about that. I mentioned on the show last week that my wife is Colombian, and I think it'd be really nice to go and see that. Not only is it a relative of Darwin, not only is she talking about something that's really inspiring, like the peace talks with the FARC. In Colombia, but it's part of my wife's heritage as well.
That's like bang on.
It's an ace in the hole, isn't it? Really, that one. So I definitely need to try and get to that one. I was thinking we were going to try and get it done for this year, but we haven't got time now. But we wanted to bring a live interview with somebody from the other side of the world that celebrates Darwin Day as well. So
I think we can get more than one. I think next year it should definitely be an aspiration.
We at the moment we're stood in the Alb actually, we're chatting, and I can just imagine standing in this brilliant room they got upstairs with, well, maybe not in here, but somewhere where I can put a projector, people behind me, and me holding a microphone, just talking about what Darwin's brought to them and what
and what it means. It's going to be very cool.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. Is there anything that's come to you guys that's going to be big for next year? Have you guys had any great ideas that you're really excited about that hit?
Yeah.
And it was like, wow.
Thanks for asking. That's probably the best question, because I get excited about next year. I want to do more of what we've done with you. I want to be able to open this up to whoever wants to,
well, you don't need any more podcasts in Shrewsbury.
You've
already got amazing podcasts.
What I mean is, people with an idea that, they have a full-time job, but they have a passion or something they want to turn into a professional endeavor, and just get in touch with us. We enable them to be seen and then also kind of mentored through the process.
Well, this is we were just talking about this as well before the recording of this. Is I think it's really important to kind of integrate old-fashioned kind of ways of learning, like this is what Darwin brings, with innovation and modern-day technology. And there's bits even of this year, like the buzzy. No, what is it? The
Music Tech.
Yeah, the music tech. The chats on biochemistry, and bits like showing how we're evolving and kind of changing.
And then doing it for kids as well. I mean, Music Tech is basically going to be kids plugging. As far as I understand it, the Hive would be hosting an event where they would be allowing kids to plug in fruit and create music out of the fruit's wavelength.
Yeah.
So that's bizarre but
great.
fun.
I'll have to try and get to that. If it's for kids, I might bring my little boy along. I think he'll like that. What day is that on a Friday? Yeah, I'll be free. I can bring him along. That'd be great. Yeah. So there's, like you said, there's lots of great bits of advertisements going through the town about this, and this leaflet is great. These are everywhere. And what's this that's written on this blue page?
So I'm a sucker for reading all of the things from Darwin. So because I wanted to really get inspiration. Fun fact: 30 times he mentions Shrewsbury in his autobiography. Yeah. But also the quote that I really personally like that summarized what the festival is about, how we link it to, from the past to the present is, he said, "I'm not apt to follow blindly the lead of other men. I have steadily endeavored to keep my mind free." Think for yourself.
Basically, yeah. And I think with this new kind of Instagram mentality where everybody's kind of doing their trout pouts at cameras, and there is a very much a sheep mentality brewing at the moment. So that is really important to believe. I think if you don't feel like you have to be like your friends, don't feel like you have to follow social convention, because you don't. You've got your own brain, you've got your own mind, and you can do brilliant things with it. And hopefully this Darwin Festival can inspire you to do that. Like I said earlier in the show, originalshrewsbury.co.uk. Have a look on there at the events. If you're bored, if there's not much going on, or even if you're really into these kind of things, science and the sidebar and things like that, just take a look. You might find something that you really enjoy. Alex, thank you very much for chatting to me again. And I look forward to seeing you at the festival.
I'll see you around.
See you later.
I'll try to attend as many as I can, because I really want to capture people's feedback. I'm doing some surveys.
Maybe doing a survey.
Yeah, I'll just be there with little surveys. Just want to see what people think, so that we can.
I have got
get things better.
like 2.5 weeks off work. I have literally booked time off, so I can offer myself to everyone and kind of be there at everyone's disposal. That's the word. Oh, night shift blues. All right. Thank you very much for chatting to me. It's been great.